Today I'll be showing how to play the NES games with the SCE Ultra GX. The way this emulator works is by allowing you to see the games listed on this big old list right here. What you gotta do is you can just scroll with this, or you can go by using the arrows. There are settings here, which you can save, like you can have save states. You can just change some menu options, which it doesn't matter. You can even enable the Game Genie, and this is just for nothing else. You don't really need to worry about. For now, I'll be showing you some controller options, so that way, and some video options as well if you're into that sort of thing. So, for example, I'll just put Mario Brothers 1. So from here, if you press the home button, you access the menu, which is the way that you can exit out of games. This is to save. This is to have a save state. This is to load a save state. This is to delete a save state. This right here is the game settings, which allows you to change the button mapping, the video image, change the controller, take a screenshot, or enable Game Genie cheats. This right here is to reset the game, this right here is to exit out of the game, and this right here is to close this menu. For now, I'll be explaining how to switch over to different controllers when needed to. Now, it's already automatically set to NES controllers 2, meaning it's only counting up to 2 controllers plugged in at a time. You can switch it up to 4 and the NES Zapper, right? And for now, I will be explaining how to access, And now I'll be explaining how to use the NES Zapper with this Wii Remote. So I will be using Duck Hunt as an example. Now, when you usually boot it up, the game won't be able to recognize that you have a Zapper on you until you go to the controller settings. Once you have the NES Zapper equipped or selected, and then return back, you will see a pointer, which is pretty much an indicator of where your remote's pointing on the screen. Now, since the NES Zapper itself only had, I believe, is one button, which is the trigger button, the B button works as the OK button, or the select or the start button. Where you can see it right here, and it works perfectly fine. See? Now, if you choose to exit out of this and want to play something like DuckTales, but you see the pointer's still here, then all you gotta do is go back to the game settings and reselect NES controllers 2. Now, you can play this with any kind of controller. There are many options, like the GameCube controller, the Wii Remote on the side, the classic controller, Wii Remote and Nunchuk, or the Wii U Pro controller, as this emulator itself can also be played on the Wii U. For now, though, on the Wii Remote, the B is the 1 button, the A is the 2 button. You do have options to use rapid fire mode. You would have to set that up yourself. Select is minus, start is plus, and the D-pad is already selected there for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And the Zapper right here, you can also have only these 2 controllers, but the buttons are so simple that you really don't need to change anything about that. On the video settings, there are some options right here that you can do to change the screen size, the aspect ratio, or the quality of it. But most of the time, I always go with the original with the 16:9 correction. If you want cropping, you can just change that if you want, or you can have a different color palette or whatever. But usually, I just like to stick with what's already as the original with its original aspect ratio and it's a retro style look to it, And that is pretty much it for this emulator.